Back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. So awesome because today radio meets TV, TV meets radio, and we're joined by one of the country's best radio stations dedicated to news, talk and current affairs, SAfm. And of course, one of the people are new on the lineup of SAfm, Stephen Grootes. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you so much for having me. It's been an amazing journey. I've really enjoyed coming to SABC. You know, in a way, I was an intern 20 years ago on the show that I now present.
Wow.
My mom says I'm nearly grown up.
nearly, but don't grow up. It's a trap, that's what they say. So are we currently live right now?
We're live on SAfm.
Awesome. Hi, SAfm.
They could hear you earlier.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Just checking. Stephen, do you want to tell us about SAfm and who the listener is right now? Who do you attract on your show? Sure.
I mean, what's happened in this country, if you look at the last few years, you've seen politics and economics and our past and our present all really merging together. Yeah. And sometimes that can be highly contested, let me put it like that. And what I think you're having, and this would be my analysis now, is for the last few years, we've all been speaking about, well, one person really. That's over now. Yeah. And so all of the debates around land, racialized inequality, the economy generally, social justice and economic growth, how to develop the country, all of those things we haven't actually had. Yeah. And I think we're now catching up. And what SAfm can do in a really good way, you know, TV is a really good space to have debates, but radio is more constant. Yes. And you can have and what radio does really well, I think, is ideas. Yeah. And I mean, English, it's a colonial language, but I think it is the only language we're going to have these conversations in. Yeah. And what SAfm is in a unique space to do is to take a call from Umlazi and put it to the rich housewife in Sandhurst or Bishop's Court, and to have that. But it's not Twitter, because Twitter is ungovernable. So what it is a mediated conversation. That doesn't mean that anyone's censored. What it means is you're given a space to state your view. Yes. And it's not I don't want to say it's a safe space, but it's slightly protected, and I think that's quite important as well. Absolutely. So that's the aim.
And it's open for discussion as well.
Open for discussion and on everything. You know, I mean, in one show we'll talk about Caster Semenya, we'll talk about tourism with a minister in a moment. You'll have all of these conversations. Literally on hold right now is the Vice Chancellor of the University of Stellenbosch. I mean, you want a complex institution, there you go.
I'm a fellow Martin right here.
Wrong rugby team. So you've got all of these things happening in South Africa, and this is just in one 3-hour show, you know. Bongi Gwala will be up next, and he'll have all sorts of other conversations. Tomorrow is Freedom Day. So much to talk about there.
What are you hoping to bring to the show, of course, since you are part of the new lineup now?
I think what you really need is a way to have conversations and to bring the sort of idea of latest news. You know, what brings people together is that everyone grows up in a different space, so everyone often grows up with different music, for example. But what brings people together is a desire to know what's happened and to be a part of the conversation. It doesn't mean you have to talk. It doesn't mean you have to actually call 0891 104 207. It means that you can listen and be part of a conversation in that way. But it also means that what brings people together is, what did Julius say? Patricia DeLille and the boxing gloves. I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean, really?
So that today.
You know, that's the kind of thing that I think really does bring people together, is that desire to learn and to agree on the facts.
100%.
And that's really what I'm hoping to bring, is that sort of freshness, that idea that something's just happened, now we can talk about it.
Wow, amazing.
Thank you, Stephen, for joining us. And of course, they'll be broadcasting live on the Expresso morning show the whole morning. And if you're perhaps hitting the road, then tune into SAfm, as they'll also be broadcasting live from here.